Hello, everyone, and thank you very much for being here today. And thank you, ASU GSV, for being able to allow us to have a conference helping bend the arc of human potential. I am the founder and CEO of Ambi, and today I'd like to talk to you all about a very important matter. A crisis that does not get much love outside of this conference, but I think it's a very serious matter that everyone should be talking more about: the global learning crisis. I'd also like to talk to you guys about what my company Ambi is going to do about it. Dr. Amel Karboul first coined the term the global learning crisis, and she used the word learning crisis and not education crisis, because on top of the 250 million students that don't have access to education, there's another 330 million children that do have access to education but are still failing to learn. And if nothing else is done, by 2030, over 1 billion students will be failing to learn. Can we fix this? Thankfully, the UN did find a solution. And the solution can actually be solved with just one single generation. It's as simple as learning from the best. If the best students in your class are able to do it, then the others will be able to eventually follow. The concept of social learning theory has been within us forever, in animals and in humans. But what's new today is that we have technology to amplify this social learning theory. Imagine what we can do with all the social technology that we have access to today. Let me tell you a little bit more about my personal story and my co-founder's story. I come from Morocco, a neighboring country of Tunisia, where Dr. Amel came from, so I can relate to her issues clearly. My co-founder comes from India, and we both came to America hoping to find the solution to the global learning crisis. We thought that technology was simply going to be available. So we imagined this dream college experience, and we were privileged enough to be able to come experience it here. But what we found is that students here were not engaged and not involved for different reasons, even if they did have access to technology. What I did find is these students were engaged somewhere else. I came here in 2012 when a lot of these apps just came to be. Snapchat, Uber, Facebook, Instagram. I saw the world change in front of my eyes, but education was not keeping up. Nothing was there for college that connected us the same way we were connected on our daily lives. Let me tell you more about learners in the US today. On average, they spend 11 hours on their smartphones. And most of it is on social media too. 79% of teachers are not satisfied with their students' level of engagement. And to top it off, 1 in 3 students drop out of college and never receive their degrees. So the resources are here. When I came to college, I found everything from financial services to student affairs to admissions, recruiting, learning management technology. It was all there. But it wasn't there the way I was expecting it to be. It wasn't a reflection or a mirror of what was happening in Silicon Valley. And coming back to how much time we were spending on our phones, we had to use all these different apps that we were used to connecting, and we would use them to connect with one another. Plus, we had all these work and collaboration tools that we needed when we needed to be focused. And then came the learning tools that were even more dispersed and didn't reflect the way the other tools we were operating were. I told myself, this transgression will not stand, and I'm going to stay in America until I solve this problem. And thank God I had a great immigration lawyer, because he allowed me to stay. So people's behaviors have changed, and it's time that the learning experience does too. It's as simple as that. Let me show you a video that we produced to show you how we came up with the story, Soham and I.
Business should perform a standard SWOT analysis. SWOT stands for...
No one ever said college would be easy.
College is gonna be easy.
Blah, blah.
Okay, that guy said it. But for the rest of us, it's pretty hard.
Matrix found on page 73.
And boring. To get the most out of college, we're gonna need some better tools, like a platform that blends the digital and physical. Something modern, more modern, more modern, there, that modern, and social too. Updates from professors? Yeah, you betcha. How about class-wide discussions? Live Q&As with professors and classmates? Check.
That's a fantastic question, Sohan.
How about a performance dashboard to keep up with my progress every day? I'm good with that. And it would definitely include updates on social events because, hey, this is college, and I've got to make the most of it. Ooh, with him and her. Oh, she's going? Okay, I guess I'm going. And this, shared notebooks. And this. I want to pitch a new kind of learning network. And it would keep me on schedule, so I don't miss a beat. Because college should be a time to unleash your ambition and fully transform into the best version of yourself. Finally, there's a tool to help students do just that. It's called Ambi, and it's just as I imagined.
In case you didn't notice, that was supposed to be me in the video. He's slightly better looking, but that was in case my kids ever get to watch this video one day. So our solution is Ambi.school, a platform that allows students to learn without limits. Let me talk to you about the current landscape and what we're envisioning for the current landscape. So a lot of great systems and products are there that are doing marvelously, including the LMS, the SIS, a lot of the productivity tools that we use. But what we're talking about is that these tools aren't connected the way we want them to be connected. So Ambi wants to create this centralized system of engagement that sits on top of all of these tools and connects them contextually and organically the way they're supposed to. The end goal is not the engagement, it's really the system of intelligence. Once we're able to stir that engagement and get that engagement, the amount of data that we're going to get is going to be incredible. Similarly to what's happening in Facebook when you get all those spooky ads that know what you want to buy before you know it. Imagine that power in education. And that's when we're talking about a true system of disruption. It's not going to happen overnight, but me and my fabulous team that came from marvelous other companies in EdTech, including Canvas and Blackboard, are helping us solve this exact problem. The same concepts apply to corporate learning as well, and that's why we created Ambi.work that we'd like to announce. You can visit our website after this talk to help you work with ambition and learn while you work. But what about the other students that don't even have access to education that Dr. Emel Karbol was talking about, like Ali, a 16-year-old in Morocco, or Nina, coming from India, or even Marcos from Brazil? What about all these other people around the world that don't have this infrastructure, that don't have this access to all these tools? Well, for them, we're creating the Ambi Network. And the Ambi Network is doing similar things that we're trying to do within the college system in higher education, but at a much larger scale. A lot of organizations here today, you might be part of them, are trying to solve all these issues, but there isn't this centralized layer for these students all around the world that they can use. And access to the internet is becoming simpler and simpler every day. In fact, in Morocco, there's 50 million phones for only a population of 35 million people. And what's dominating all those phones is Facebook Zero. Facebook Zero is a low bandwidth Facebook application that's accessible all over the world, and where people that even don't have access to education, this is their first contact with the internet. This is the internet for them. But we think it brings zero value in the grand scale of things. And what we want to do is not be labeled as this Facebook generation, but to create this learning network that connects all these people around the world productively, so that for the first time that they see an application on their phones is something that will actually help them improve. We want to be called the learning generation. And that's what we want to vouch for. This is what we believe in as a company. I'll let you read all these beliefs. And yes, we believe, like Dr. Amel and the UN, that this can actually happen just with one single generation. And we believe that the most important infrastructure are minds, as she said. Educated, connected minds. That's what we would add to it. Thank you to the Ambi family for joining us and helping us solve this mission. And thank you all for being here today. If you'd like to check our products, you can go to www.ambi.world. Thank you for being here.